Hello students. In today's video we are going to study physiology of smell and olfactory pathway. Now here we should know that olfaction means the sense of smell, and smell is also termed as odor. So look at this figure. Now as we all know, nose has two nasal cavity. So this part of the figure shows a nasal cavity. On the roof of the nasal cavity is present the nasal epithelium, and this nasal epithelium is also termed as a nasal mucosa. Now as you can see here, nasal mucosa has small cells, and these cells are called as the olfactory cells or olfactory receptor cells. Now these cells are activated by odorous substances, and these olfactory cells, they convert the odor or the smell into nerve impulses, and these nerve impulses are then carried to the cerebrum, that is to the brain, where smell is perceived and recognized. So olfactory pathway transports the odor or the smell information that is generated in the nasal epithelium of the nasal cavity to the olfactory area of the cerebrum, where smell is perceived and recognized. So let's understand this olfactory pathway and the mechanism by which we recognize smell of a substance. So this is a nasal cavity, and this is a cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone. Now this plate separates the nasal passage from the brain. Now as you can see here, this plate possesses the perforations or the holes. Now as discussed, nasal epithelium possesses these bipolar olfactory receptor cells. Now these cells are the neuronal cells. The cell body of these cells possess two projections, namely dendrites and the axons. Now this projection moving upwards is the axon. Now located on the dendrite surfaces are the non-motile cilia, and these cilia they possess receptors. Now odorous substances they bind to these receptors on the cilia, and this stimulates the olfactory receptors, the olfactory cells. The olfactory cells, they undergo depolarization, action potential is generated, and odor or the smell is converted into nerve impulse. Now as we can see here, each olfactory receptor cell possesses an axon. So each axon, it projects through the perforation of a cribriform plate and transfers the nerve impulses which are generated at the nasal epithelium to the olfactory bulb. This is the olfactory bulb. This olfactory bulb is a region that is located in the brain. Now as you can see here, axons from different olfactory cells, they combine together, and they combine together to form the olfactory nerve. So this is the olfactory nerve that transfers the nerve impulses generated at the nasal epithelium to the olfactory bulb. Now as you can see here, this olfactory bulb, it possesses cells known as the mitral cells. Now each mitral cell possesses dendrites as well as an axon. So these are the dendrites of the mitral cell, and this is the axon of the mitral cell. Now look at the nasal epithelium. Now all these axons of olfactory receptor cells carrying information of a particular odor or smell synapse with the dendrites of mitral cells at the glomerulus. Now very important, each glomerulus is sensitive to a particular odor or smell. So this is how information which is generated at the nasal epithelium is transported to the olfactory bulb. Now as you can see here, axons of all the mitral cells, they run dorsally, and all these axons, they merge together to form the olfactory tract. Now this olfactory tract carries nerve impulses of smell to the olfactory area in the temporal lobe of cerebrum, where smell is perceived and recognized. So this is how olfactory pathway transports the odor or smell information which is generated at the nasal epithelium to the olfactory bulb, and from the olfactory bulb to the olfactory tract, and finally the smell information is sent to the brain where the smell is perceived and recognized. Now look at this figure. It gives the summary of the olfactory pathway. So first of all, the smell molecules, the odor molecules, they bind to the olfactory receptor cells in the nasal epithelium. This activates the olfactory cells, and the odor or the smell is converted into nerve impulses. Now the olfactory nerve carries these nerve impulses from nasal epithelium to the olfactory bulb. Now from the olfactory bulb, these nerve impulses of smell, they are carried to the olfactory tract, and olfactory tract carries these nerve impulses of smell to the olfactory area in the temporal lobe of cerebrum or the brain, where the smell is perceived and recognized. So this is how we are able to smell a substance. So this is all about the physiology of smell and olfactory pathway. If you find the video useful, kindly like, subscribe and share this video. Thanks for watching this video.